Hello out there in the community, it's Chris, it's the Mad Respect. Time for this week's video. We got some unboxings here. My Discount Comic Book Service weekly pre-order and some FOC books and a special order book from Sad Lemon Comics. I'm going to kick off today's video with the books I picked up at my on Free Comic Book Day. So I went into my shop Saturday morning, specifically to pick up this guy. This is the Dawn of DC Night Terror Special Edition, because when I ordered my Free Comic Book Days through Discount Comic Book Service, you ordered them in March, and I don't remember them actually having a DC option. And in 2022 there was not a DC option. But then when I do look at my shipment coming next week, there is a Dawn of DC Special Edition Free Comic Book Day book, excuse me. So I was thinking it was they'd had one on last Tuesday in comic shops that was just like an overview of the whole Dawn of DC initiative Free Comic Book Day book, which I did not see at the LCS. But anyway, this one is by Joshua Williamson with art by Howard Porter, but mostly art's by Chris Bachalo of Sandman, Death, Shade the Changing Man, and then several Marvel books that he's not, I don't consider him, he shouldn't really be doing a superhero book. I do believe that he's really good at horror-tinged comics, and this is a horror-tinged event coming up at DC with Night Terrors. Definitely Night Terrors I would put on the same table as something such as Convergence or Future State, where they disrupt 2 months of monthly books at DC to do a line-wide encompassing event story. But I will definitely be on board this time. Reason A, it is horror. And reason 2, really great creative teams on the books. And reason 3, if not that, there's definitely an awesome cover buy on 50% of all the comic books. So I think out of everything, there's a checklist here in the back. I counted it. Get the checklist out. In the front. Yeah, so we got our checklist here in the front of the book. I think I got, not counting the actual mini-series, 14 out of the monthly titles. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I will be picking up 14 out of the 20 Night Terrors 1 and 2 issues of the DC monthly books via cover buy, or I am satisfied with the creative team chosen for that said book, and it's horror, so that's always a good thing for me. And then my other Free Comic Book Day books, I didn't see any other new ones, so I grabbed this Irredeemable Free Comic Book Day, and then flip book. I'm flipping it the wrong way, so you can't see what I'm doing. Flip book. Let's take it out. And on the other side, we have Incorruptible #1. This was a series from Boom Studios back in the early aughts, I believe. Let's see. Give me a date in here. It won't even open. Nothing there. Other side. Nope. No credits page in here, but I believe it came out in 2008. And this is from Mark Waid after he had left DC and Marvel for a spell, and kicked off his own series at Boom Studios, which is basically what if Superman had a bad day and then turned his back on humanity and wanted to become a dictator and rule the world. I really enjoyed it. I read it all via the library, and I believe this month, in May, they're going to have the Irredeemable Compendium, which will collect all 37 issues of the main series and the two-issue crossover with Incorruptible. So I definitely am considering picking up the Incorruptible compendium there. And then I also picked up the Year of the Villain 25-cent special that came out during Scott Snyder's run on Justice League. And the reason I mainly picked this up is they made 3 oversized hardcovers for Year of the Villain. Not Year of the Villain, but 3 oversized hardcovers collecting Scott Snyder's entire run on Justice League. That run on Justice League. And then I'm not sure when the omnibus is coming out, but in those oversized hardcovers, there's a pretty, I guess you would call it, necessary 6 to 8 page story in here with great art by Jim Chung. And it tells you how Lex Luthor dies within the arc. Whereas in the hardcovers, in one issue, he's Lex Luthor, in the next issue, he's Apex Lex. And it doesn't discuss anywhere in the hardcovers how that occurs, because it happens in this issue. So I'm hoping that when they do eventually do the Scott Snyder Justice League Omnibus, I'm not hoping, I'm saying the only way I would double dip. I did notice there's also this Justice League backup in here. I have the Year of the Villain Hell Arisen trade paperback that collects this issue. But I don't remember them having the Justice League part in that Hell Arisen. But I'm guessing it was in there. It doesn't. This back matter definitely wasn't in any trade paperback. But I'm going on long about these free comic book day books. But yeah, this is by Scott Snyder with Francis Manapool on the art. And this is basically the Justice League's response to Lex Luthor dying and Perpetua escaping, and what is their plan. And Batman's like, we're going to get as many heroes as we possibly can, and we have to go to war. And then this was not a free comic book day book, but unintentionally made it into the bag with those 3. This is Unstoppable Doom Patrol #1 by Dennis Culver and Chris Burnham and Brian Raber. So, although this is a new comic book day issue, it ended up put into the bag with the free comic book day book, so it ended up being a free comic book. I enjoyed the issue. I am an old school Grant Morrison reader, so I knew every character. Outside of this general character that Monsieur Mala and the Brain go to try to overthrow, and then Monsieur Mala betrays the Brain for this general guy. I don't know who that general guy is, but and then Batman and Robin show up because Chris Burnham draws Batman. So it was an okay first issue. I don't think I'll continue the series. I'll read it and trade from the library. And so I did buy some comic books on Free Comic Book Day. I picked up 2 sets. The first set was Star Wars The High Republic, The Trail of Shadows. This is a collection of the full miniseries, 1 through 5. From this older Daniel Jose Older with art by I think it's Kenneth Wachter. But the reason I got this set is because when I was collecting it at the time, I usually collect doubles of every High Republic series. But in the original run of High Republic books, the mini-series, I decided I'm not gonna get doubles on mini-series because they're not the ongoing series. That's usually what catches heat. But of course, the one time I don't collect doubles, this final issue of the miniseries was the first full appearance of the Leveler character, who will be coming out of next week's box of comics. He will fully appear in Star Wars High Republic #9 of 10 of the new Marvel ongoing. But yeah, so now I have doubles of 1 through 4 of the A covers, because I was buying the A covers at my LCS and ordering the B covers from Discount Comic Book Service. So I do have a B cover #5 that I got from Discount Comic Book Service. But when I went to go grab this on release day, it popped because of First Leveler, and I never ever saw it. So then when I saw it there Saturday at Free Comic Book Day as part of a set, I need that. I'll grab that. And then this I saw around Christmas time as a set for $10, and I think I was either on my way to work or on my way to do something else, and I wasn't gonna come right back with it, so I passed on it then. But it was still there today. So for $10, this is Gilgamesh 2. This is a DC Prestige format miniseries from the great Jim Starlin, creator of Thanos, and recreator of Captain Marvel and Warlock and all them. Basically, the cosmic architect of the of the Marvel universe in the 80s and 90s. Jumped over to DC in the early 90s to do his own creator-owned book, which I believe has never been collected ever in a collected form. So I was back in December when I saw it. So I was pretty happy to see it. I'm like, I remember Gilgamesh. This is basically like Jim Starlin taking off any kind of editorial chain. So lots of betrayal, murder, death, and sadness for all characters involved in there. So if you've never checked out Gilgamesh 2, if you can find it in a set like I did for like $10, I believe there's plenty of those available on eBay as well. I would recommend Gilgamesh 2. So that was my Free Comic Book Day books. So let's do some quick reviews of what would you call it? Of last week's books out of my pre-order. We'll start with Detective Comics, issue 1071. The word in the community was that this one was pretty dull, unreadable, but I read it. I did fall asleep twice reading it and then had to put it down for the night and then pick it back up the next afternoon. So yes, I can understand that people thought it was boring. And while I continue finishing this, I have to get my knife for pre-order opening, so give me one moment. I guess this will work. Alright, so I get the beef that it's kind of dull, but it was not unreadable by any means, and Rom is carrying on his, it should turn out to be almost an epic story if he sticks around and finishes out to his liking, because we're, I believe this is the 10th issue of the run. Hopefully it runs 20 to 20, let's say 19 to 30 issues in total, and we get a nice omnibus out of it in the future. Here is the conclusion to Grimm arc number 2. This is Grimm number 10. This is the Reaper variant cover by Florentino. Definitely this second arc leaves off with a big cliffhanger. All our characters in peril on the last page, to be continued, and I believe it is returning in July. New number ones, we got The Mighty Barbarians number 1 from Ablaze from Barbaric's Michael Marici with art by Cafaro. So this basically is another barbarian-centric series, but this is all literary barbarians brought together. They're brought together by Merlin, who is gender-swapped as a female. So she goes and she collects King Cole from Conan and other various literary barbarian characters, and maybe a couple he created himself. I'm not fully schooled in all of these Robert E. Howard type characters, but and they are all brought together to try to stop a great darkness overtaking the land. Yada yada yada. Good kickoff issue though. So here is Alien volume. I guess you'll just call it volume. You could call it volume 3, although you can count the first 2 volumes of Alien as all Philip Kennedy Johnson. So I guess you could call that just volume 1, and this would be the kickoff of a true volume 2 of Alien. This is from Declan Shalvey, and I'm blanking on the artist. This cover is by Alex Maleev, I think. Nah, it's not Alex Maleev. Can't be Maleev. It is Alex Maleev. Slap my hands. Art by Andrea Broccardo. And this cover is by Alex Maleev. I just didn't see his normal sort of sketchy, pencil-y aspect to the Alien. It's just all nicely colored and painted. But this is basically the one downfall I'll say to this issue is just like all the other Marvel Comics Alien series. Weyland-Yutani flies in at the end of this issue to take control of this deserted settlement, and twirling their mustache like Snidely Whiplash, Weyland-Yutani is just basically a generic bad guy for the Alien comics at Marvel, which is getting kind of boring. But the main characters are a family who live on an isolated ice planet to get natural resources out of the water or something, or some weird reason why they would be out there, and they're working on commission from the company, and then their company is bought by the company, Weyland-Yutani, because they say, hey, we found something in the ice, and as soon as Weyland-Yutani hears about stuff found in out in the lonely outskirts, they're figuring it's a xenomorph, so they come looking for it. So, but a good first issue. I'll definitely read the issue. Here is the Star Wars High Republic one-shot by Claudia Gray with art by Fico Ossio. I'm going to be quite honest. It's basically a one-shot issue that is exactly the same as the entire current run of High Republic and High Republic the Blade miniseries. It's basically two Jedi going to a planet to discuss with the people on the planet some sort of unrest, and then they're betrayed by a member of the government on that planet, and then they have to fight their way out. So all of these High Republic stories of Arc 2, which takes place 100 years before the Keeve Turner story, they're all quite similar. And I honestly don't remember the story at all. I remember he takes a nap in the middle of it and has a dream about some kind of Jedi artifact that's left on the planet that can be used towards the dark side, and then it's wrapped around with a framing sequence of Jedis from Keeve Turnus' era wondering about this great Jedi. I think he's Barnabas, the great Jedi Barnabas. Do you have any files on him? So like, oh yeah, let's go to the Jedi Archive, read this file. And the issue is one of the files on Barnabas, and there's him going to this planet and telling them, oh, you got to get this Sith artifact off your planet, blah blah blah. Boring. Here is Vanish number 6 from Donny Cates with art by Netho Diaz and one page drawn by Ryan Stegman. Stegman is, maybe he's writing it too. I don't see why he gets second bill since he drew one page. Is he actually? Yeah, it says Ryan Stegman's story, so it looks like maybe Donnie's taking a backseat even on Vanish. But although the art is not by Stegman, it's a pretty good, pretty look-alike clone to Stegman, and it's not a step down. I mean, it's not a step up from Stegman by any means, but it's not a step down. And then next issue, it says it's by Cates Stegman with V. Ken Marion. So it looks like one more page of Stegman art at most in issue number 9. Is this 8 or 9? This is 6. Issue 7. So in issue 7, we're not going to get full Stegman action, and probably even less of a thing from Donny Cates. But this is still quite an interesting story. What you found out in the first arc about him being the son of the greatest supervillain in the world before he was taken down. And then years later, everyone is in hiding, basically, and he discovers that the new superhero team that has arisen in this world is actually all of his father's minions, evil minions, who had taken over the world 20 years previous, and now everyone's considering them as heroes because it's basically kind of like a Thunderbolt sort of thing, the villains disguising themselves as heroes and becoming world famous. So this guy, being the son of the villain, has to use his magical powers. It's a magic-based hero, so it's magic-based characters. he has to start using his magic powers, and he's taking out these villains one by one, murdering them. But in issue 5 of the beginning of Arc 2, you find out that he may have just been in a mental asylum this entire time, and nothing that he has been doing is really happening, including his marriage to his wife, who he shows up at his house, which is now all run down and pretty much empty, and his wife is there waiting for him in there, and she's like, why did you leave the asylum? You're fucking everything up. So this is kind of also quite a lot like Total Recall in a way. So, but I am enjoying the arc, I'm enjoying the read. And here's the conclusion to Plush from Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilliard. Colors by Rico Renzi and lettered by Ed Dukeshire. Yeah, basically it's all killer, no filler in here. The furries versus the human hunters and the sheriff. And only ones can survive. And spoiler, they're on the cover. Alright, good ending. And then here's the penultimate issue of Black Tape. This is the cover C heavy metal homage, which I guess it's either Goat Snake or that one Alice in Chains clone band. I don't know. I'm not. It doesn't pop off iconically like the AC/DC and the Black Sabbath covers before this, but really enjoyed this. It moves the story. This is 3 of 4. It moves the story right to its conclusion. Definitely the way a penultimate issue should. She's basically finding stuff around the house and people acting all shady around her in the first 2 issues. In this issue, she finds finally the lost tape. And then all the people show up at the door and go, it's time for a party and you're the sacrifice. And then a guy has been telling her, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, the whole series. And he shows up at the door on the last page and goes, hey, I love a party. So it seems like he's evil. So it's got some Rosemary's Baby vibes to it, as in everyone who was involved with her and her husband when he was a rock star are all Satanists and whatever. So very good series. And that one's by Dan Panashian. Dan Panashian with art by W0rldtr33. Go to other channels to get the proper pronunciation of his last name. Yeah, Dalibor, I think it's Talish, maybe. Dalibor Talish. He did Hotel with John Lees. Always gonna shout out John Lees on my channel. And the Sync number 11 Kickstarter, the books are printed and they should be shipping out here in the very near future, so we'll be opening that up on the channel in the future too. So I'll open up this video with a nice special order I made with Sad Lemon Comics out of the UK, and thank you to Comic Man Andy for the heads up that this book existed on his weekly unboxing show. This scratches 2 itches, foil, and Jenny. So let's get in there. It's a tough one. They're not using the right kind of tape in here in my mind. Oop, it's taped in there. Although they didn't use that packing tape on the inside though. So spoil this on camera. Ooh, nice. Alright, this is World Tree, issue number 1. This is a Virgin variant to the Jenny Frison 1 in 10 issue, and so I get that to show up on camera. It is a red spot foil cover edition. The blood on her face, on the knife in hand, is all popping off in red foil there. Exceeds my expectations. And then on the back, it's World Tree, issue number 1, and this is cover 9. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. This would be cover I. Cover I from Sad Lemon Comics. Limited to 750 copies. I went back to the site on the weekend to check it out. It is sold out. So 1 of 750. Is it numbered? Nope. Not numbered on the book itself, but as we all know, I think Image's minimum is 500, so maybe you can't order just 750, but maybe they ordered 800 and did 50 copies to account for damages or whatnot. I'm not sure how settlement works, but I am getting, spoiler alert, coming up probably in June on the channel, because it says shipping end of May, another Jenny Frizen foil variant out of Sad Lemon. I won't tell you what it is, but it is coming. So look forward to that coming in June. So let's open up this week's pre-order at the Discount Comic Book Service. The thing I like about Discount Comic Book Service is these guys. Puts the books in snug. Oops, there we go. And they don't move around in the box, and it's not a ton of packing peanuts or whatnot. And I am saving all of those, or the majority of those, around the house for when I resell my books in the future. I'm going to take advantage of those in my packaging. Looks like a pretty good week. Let's just go and take care of this now. This is one more book than last week, $6.22, but only at a price tag of $61 this week. Last week I had 21 for $81, so not a lot of inflated cover prices this week. Must not be a lot of DC books in here, that would be my guess, because DC has the most inflated prices in the biz, in my opinion. Alright, let's do it. Kicking off the, this is what, the second week of May. This is, so May 10th? Oh, no, it wouldn't be May 10th. It would be, I don't even know what today is. Let's see what today is. Today is the 9th, so 10th. So these are May 3rd books. So these are books from the first week of May. Have to be, I guess, because they can't be books from the second week because those come out tomorrow. So first week of May. Let's get our books right. I Hate This Place, issue number 8, explicit B variant. No, actually, this is cover A, the I Hate This Place variant from Kyle Starks and Artyom Toplin. Coming to an end at issue 10, sad to say. Here is Trojan, issue 404, the finale from Daniel Kraus, with art by Lacey and colors by Marco Lesko. Cover, I think there was a B cover on issue 1, but all the A covers in the series are by Mark DeCall. Whew. Here's Batman number 900 slash 135. This is the wow. This is the foiled up Jim Chung variant edition. Is this fully foiled, or is it just the logo? The logo on the front and the back are both foiled. Legacy 900. So the DC, starting with this one, are going to be kicking off Legacy numbering. It begins here with Batman number 900. It will continue in August with The Flash number 1, Wonder Woman number 1, slash 801. As in June. I guess it would be September. In September, we're starting 800 slash 1. 801 slash 1. Bye bye. Because, yeah, July and August is Night Terrors. So, yep, Batman number 900. This is by Chip Zdarsky with Mike Hawthorne and the return of Jorge Jimenez. Next up, we have Immortal X-Men number 11 from Kieran Gillen and Lucas Wernick. I watched part of a video yesterday where people discussed New Comic Book Week books, and in discussing this, I will be lost because I guess you're not just going to be able to jump right back into the series like you were after The Many Deaths of Wolverine or other tie-in series. You'll definitely have had to have read Sins of Sinister to understand the content of issue 11, so I will give it a read. If I don't understand it, I will put these off monthly reading and get the Sins of Sinister trade sometime in the fall, and then recommence reading X-Men. Here is Shazam, issue number 1 from the dream team of Mark Waid and Dan Mora. This one has colors by Sanchez. So, with one magic word, Shazam number 1. New number 1 for Shazam. Doesn't have a legacy number yet. I'm not sure how they're going to install legacy numbering at DC overall, but they are going to implement it on certain books. Here is Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue number 8. This is cover C, I believe. There's the variant stuff on the front. Yep, cover C by Clayman and Tomomori. You see, look up close, you can see the film strip. There's the dead guy on the hobby horse and the babies and such from Killing Joke. So this is Killing Joke related homage. Here's Moon Knight, issue number 23 from Jed MacKay, and I believe this is art by Cappuccio. I can tell just by looking at it. It is Cappuccio. Alessandro Cappuccio. This is a Moon Knight and Venom team up issue. Dylan Brock Venom. And this is cover D by Paul Renaud. And then we have Where Monsters Lie, issue number 4 from Kyle Starks and Peter Kozlowski. This is the final issue of the Dark Horse miniseries, and definitely going to jump into that with much vigor. Here is DC Connect and a extra backboard for the collection, because these don't need a bag and board. Don't charge me for the bag and board on these, just send them naked. Anyway, another bag and board for a future book coming up in the future. Here we got DC Connect, this Night Terrors. Since I have it in my hand, let's go ahead and show you some of the... see, they don't do full page on anything, so maybe I won't show anything. Maybe they'll show like at least one full page picture in here at the front or something. Negatory. But this is cool. This is cooler than it showed in the back of the special. Shows all the trade dresses for every series. Like that. But, I mean, there's some series that I'm really going to be into, and then there's some I'm just getting as cover buys. But yeah, man, that just looks cool. It's horror. I mean, it's as horror as DC is gonna get. So this is the new Nightmare villain, and he's eating Deadman and Batman. So I'll definitely be into reading that series as it comes. Here comes another freed up bag and board for a oversized book for Marvel Previews, number 25 for books shipping in July, which is good because I did my Discount Comic Book Service pre-orders on the weekend when they opened up, but no books from Marvel have a visual aid, so I'm hoping I can get some more info on what covers I'm going to ultimately end up picking that month. Here's the Fall of X. I believe this is the Hellfire Gala special for 2023. Yep, that's pretty cool. I might just kind of get that cover, because I always get the Hellfire Gala special. I'm glad it's a special now and not a whole monthly initiative. Here's Fuck This Place, issue number 8. This is cover B, the explicit variant. Again by Kyle Starks and Artyom Top Gun. And my second copy. Still don't have my explicit number 6s yet, but I am getting my 3 cardstock House of Slaughter 13s. and my AHA World trees. But if there's anyone out here watching my video who does have a store who did get the reprinted World Tree #1 with the full brightness cover, different cover stock, etc. for issue #1, and the brightened up Bill Sienkiewicz, or has ordered or uses what's that store? Not the One Stop Shop. The other place. I don't know. It's a place in California. I'll figure it out for the end of the video. Issue #4 of Breath of Shadows. Maybe the final IDW book ever. Some people were saying that last week that they do a show where they review comics that they get digitally for being comic reviewers, and IDW didn't send any books and for the first week, like voluntarily. So that when they were prodded and emailed, they did send just this one file for Breath of Shadows #4. So that channel was saying this might be the final book ever published at IDW because they're having their layoffs and etc. And I'd never even thought to look at that to see if I had any IDW books coming for week 2. Let me check it out real fast so I can be informed. I'm sure hoping this isn't the last one because there's quite a few series that have not ended yet. Let's see. Do I have any IDW action? Nope, no IDW books in week 2. But let's hope coming up, I'll know more readily, I think. I'm ordering some IDW books from Billy at Economics and Comics, so that I'll know about soonest because he gets his book early and discusses them earliest on the internet now. But this is Breath of Shadows 4 of 5, the penultimate issue from Rich Doak and Alex Cormack. What's the name of that show? Damn it, I don't remember the show. Here's Animal Castle Volume 2, #1. This is the, I think it's cover C. Yep, cover C, blank edition. And Ablaze feels that blank editions are worth 3 times cover. So it's a $10 blank. Let's take a look at, there's that backing there. It does have the A cover inside of the blank cardboard. So let's see if we get a different back cover on, say, here is cover B for Animal Castle. What is, yeah, so 3 times cover. Nope, same back cover on all the issues. It's kind of a bummer to know that I mean, I get my comics at a discount, but still, I can't imagine anyone jumping at the chance to pay $10 just to get a piece of white cardboard, no matter how badly they want to achieve a sketch. And all the A and B covers on the series are by Felix Delep, who does the art, and the series is written by Dorison. And here is issue #1, cover A. And then in week 2's box, which shipped today, I will be getting the Free Comic Book Day Animal Castle Volume 2, #1, which hopefully this doesn't just reprint this, since I already have it. What is Dorison's first name? Xavier, like Professor. Professor Xavier Dorian and Felix Delep bring you Animal Castle Volume 2. Let's see if they listen to the public. They did not. One complaint from people reading the series, as awesome as the series is, you're gonna get a headache reading it with these small captions and word blimps and very teeny weeny texts. And they did not correct it in the collected edition. It was a nice hardcover that I checked out from the library, but what do you call it? Standard sized hardcover. So it was still very. I stopped reading the series, I think, in the middle of issue number 2 because it was just a lot of words and tiny little bubbles, and it was giving me a headache. So normally that's not a deterrent for me with a book, but in this case, yeah, it was a slight deterrent. And then I did enjoy the read in full when I read it the following year at the library. Here is Star Wars High Republic Adventures, issue number 3 of 4 of the miniseries for the Nameless Terror. I believe this is also could be a full leveler appearance. He was shown in full cameo in issue 2, running around the outside of the buildings, being electrocuted, etc. Dark Horse is nice with their miniseries books. If they're going to charge me an extra $1, they're going to give me a nice, beautiful cardstock for it. And the second, as always, with High Republic. Here is Radiant Black, issue number 24. This concludes this arc of Radiant Black. This is cover A by, I usually remember her name, Eleonora Carlini. Cover A. Unfortunately, when they filled my books last week, I was going to be getting the black light edition that they charge a few bucks more for, variant for Radiant Black, which is the same cover in black light. They did that with issue 7 or 8 when she originally did this type of cover for Radiant Black at the time. She had a song go on to do it for The Dead Lucky, for Rogue Sun, for No One, for Inferno Girl Red. Yeah, there's basically a cover in this style for pretty much the entire Massive-verse so far, I believe. I still need to get my hands on, I believe, I need the No One, and I need the... No, there's no One. I need the Dead Lucky and the Inferno Girl Red. I need to grab those. So yeah. But, and discount comic book service, if you're, if it's laying around there, please send me the Blacklight edition, or refund me sooner. I finally got a refund on my Year Zero number 5 from AWA. Looks like I'm gonna have to be picking that one up from somebody on eBay or something, or hopefully it'll show up in like a Saturday auction or something, get it cheaper. Here's Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, issue number 4. This is the middle of the arc here, from Daniel Jose Older with art by Tony Bruno. So the series continues. The series that has not been continuing, here's the second one, is Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. The first 4 issues came out as scheduled, and there's been like a 3-month gap now. I believe number 5 was just solicited this week to come out in June. But according to, the trade paperback was in the new DCBS book, or DCBS dealio pre-orders. So obviously they're not going to get all 4 issues of that arc out in time to put that trade out in July. So that must be like a out there promotion for like later in the fall. And then Discount Comic Service canceled issues 7 and 8 from my order, saying that the publisher canceled them. And then today I got another email saying, we're going to order them from another distributor. Do you want to add them back? Yes, I want to add them back because I'm collecting the series. I'm hoping it does continue. It's supposed to be a 12-issue series in all, called Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. That was the first comic book back to Dark Horse from getting the license back from IDW. Final book of this week's Discount Comic Book Service is Carnage Reigns, issue Alpha. Carnage Reigns Alpha. This is the Torrin Clark connecting cover. So there's 7 parts to the story, and there's 7 connecting covers by Torrin Clark, this being the first. This is work by Alex Packnadell, probably Francisco Mana on the art. He came back for the special. And Cody Ziegler is probably writing it because he writes Miles. It's not showing any creative team here for a bit. Let's see. Here we go. Yep, we have Alex Packnadell, Cody Ziegler, David Papose, and Cheryl Lynn Eaton. And art by Julius Ota, who was the artist on the last arc of Alien. Travel Foreman, who did, that's a nice, interesting style. I believe he did Ultimates in the past. And then we also have Paris Aline and Will Robson. Will Robson did the Joker Man Who Stops Laughing backup stories in the last couple issues. And I don't know Paris Aline, I'm familiar with that. So that concludes our Discount Comic Book Service order for this week, for the first week of May. And let's finish up the video quickly with a FOC pre-order from Economics and Comics. This is actually a exclusive variant purchase from Economics and Comics. I do have a week 1 pre-order for FOC books that ship today from Economics and Comics. That will be coming open next week on the channel with my Discount Comic Book Service books. Should all be here together at the same time. Those will be opened up together. So let's see what we got here. This is a this is an exclusive, Economics and Comics exclusive. But I also went ahead and I almost ordered this back when they had the Christmas discount for Sickos. Forgot, so I added it to the exclusive. This is Radiant Black, issue number 2 in the 3rd printing. This is the guy who does the, he usually does full headshot covers for all the Massiverse characters. Blanking on his name, but it will show it right on the back because Image is good about that. Geraldo Borges. Right? Yep, Geraldo Borges. Borge. Is he Jorge? Is it like Jorge, or is it Borges? Geraldo Borges. And there's a issue number 1, 3rd printing that has the Radiant Black on that cover to connect with this. I'm going to be getting that in the future for sure. And exclusive Speechless issue number 5 by Lucio Perillo. I have number 232 out of 300. This is Billy's ongoing series that he produces, where he allows a creator, an artist, not a creator, but a artist, the ability to create a character of their choosing and draw it at their pace with no editorial or any sort of creative control, and then he'll put it on the cover of his book. And the inside matter of the book is a full interview with the creator and photographs of their studio and tools of the trade, etc., etc. So if you're not on Speechless yet, you can still jump over to economicsandcomics.com, and issues 2 through 5 are all readily available there at economicsandcomics.com. Issue 5 is Perillo. We've had greats like Puppeteer Lee, Ivan Tao, and the Lady Death guy. So I can't remember his name. And then I'm going to look up that comic book store name because they have World Tree. But I don't want to order it unless it's the new ones and not the darker covers. I have all the darker covers I can go for. Oh, I remember it now that I'm looking at my phone. Cape and Cowl Comics. If there's anyone out there who uses Cape and Cowl Comics, if I order a couple copies of number 1A and then the Sienkiewicz from Cape and Cowl, am I going to be receiving the ones that came out on April 26th? And I'm also obviously going to be emailing them before I do that on payday. But I definitely do want the fully brightened up covers for said titles. So anyway, everybody out there, take care. Yeah, wasn't a lot. Like I said before, the last week of April was one of the best weeks for a read in a long time, and I mean the third week. I said last video was the best week of reads in a long time. The last week was kind of, like I said, I talked about 6 or 7 books. It wasn't great. I don't remember anything about Invincible Iron Man or one of the other books I didn't discuss. I don't even know where they are. Anyway, they're around here somewhere. Yeah, I don't remember anything about multiple books from the last week. Yeah, but cover of the week for sure is Jenny's Spot Foil Action. Very nice. Got a nice bag and board. That's cool. It's just a bummer it's not actually individually numbered, but great stuff. And I'm gonna get around to. I think I'm gonna sit down and read a bit of this action here tonight, hopefully. But anyway, all right, everybody out there, take care. We'll see you in the next one, and I hope you all had a great new comic book day, etc., etc. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.